Hey, Zach here. Today I'm going to show you how to have limitless ad spend for your advertising and basically get unlimited recruits. Okay, so I'm not going to just hit this from the angle that you might know of. I'm going to talk about this from a very specific, like literally how you do this. All right, one of the most important methods to do this. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to shrink me down a little bit. The first thing I'm going to do is go over the basics of SLO. So I know if you're watching this, you probably already know this. We're not going to spend much time here. If you don't know what a self-liquidating offer is, you need to go back to some of my other videos where I talk about this. And the way I basically talk about it is like how to go full-time in network marketing super fast. Okay, go to that video and learn about SLOs. I'll even link it in the description for you. So with an SLO, here's essentially what this means. If you spend, let's say, $100 per day on ads, that's $700 a week. An SLO means that you're going to make at least $700 a week back from those exact ads. So you're literally your cost is zero. So SLO means self-liquidating offer. All right, so that's what it means. In a much better form, self-liquidating offer, what it actually does, it gives you like $2 for every $1 spent. So if you spend, $100 a day, that's $700 a week, you're actually getting $1,400 back that same week. So you have a net profit of plus $700 a week. Plus you get, in this case, the representative on your team. So this is the holy grail of everything that we do. So ultimately it comes down to this. All right, you have a solid SLO, you can murder everyone. Here's why. When you're playing in the advertising space, in the advertising game, so what we do is we have ads to funnels, and then we put these people on our team, in our downline. Okay, that's how we run. So what you're looking to do is liquidate your ad costs every single week or every single day if you can, add people to your team, and essentially build your team for free or at a immediate profit. That's the holy grail here. All right, so we get that. We understand that. If you can do this, you can write your own check because your team equals recurring revenue or residual income. That's what your team equals. So if you can build your team at scale for free and constantly be building up that monthly recurring revenue or that residual income, that's a really good thing, and that's the end result here. Now, when you're running advertising, when you're running advertising to funnels and you're doing what we're talking about here, here's the thing. You're going up against all the other advertisers out there in the world. So whenever you're going on Facebook ads or YouTube ads or any ad platform, here's what you got to understand. The cost of the ad, your CPL, your cost per lead or your cost per click, the cost of those ads to run is not determined by some wizard at the top of a mountain in some random place, right? It's Dr. Manhattan is not determining your ad cost. It's not determined in a vacuum. Your ad costs are determined because you are going up against other advertisers targeting the same exact audience that you are. Whoever gets the traffic, or meaning whoever pays the most for the click, is going to win that viewer, that piece of traffic, and everyone else is out. Everyone else spent money to participate in the auction, but they lost. So if this is, let's use gold here. This is the user, right? This is the traffic. So remember, traffic is just a huge amount of people. That's all traffic is. It's just human beings. So we're going to just call them traffic. We're going to call them, this is one person. So when you run an ad and you're trying to get this one person, you're going to have a bunch of other people also trying to target this one person. And this is you. Right, so you're here. I guess you're that. I was going to try to make you green, but that's okay. So that's you. You're trying to target them too. So all of you guys are in this bidding war, and you're all putting money into the pot. You're all putting money in, and Google and Facebook's going to cycle this thing through, and everyone's going to get a chance to bid on this traffic. But ultimately what it comes down to is who can spend the most amount of money for this one person. That's what it comes down to. And if you cannot do that, the traffic was going to get awarded to someone else. So having a self-liquidating offer is extremely important, or having really, really, really deep pockets with a ton of money is really, really important. Because if you can't sustain this bidding war for very long, you will be exited out of the game. You'll be exited out of the game, and now you're no longer there. Right? What you want to do, though, is actually kill your other competition by being able to spend more than them, and you do that by having a self-liquidating offer, because most of these people that you're competing against don't. This is one of the hardest things to do in marketing, is have a self-liquidating offer. So most of your competition is not going to have something like this, so they're going to get beat out. So I'm not typically afraid of people running ads to our audiences, because I know that unless they have really, really deep pockets and they're okay with spending that money, or two, they're doing what we're doing in terms of a really good self-liquidating offer, they're going to get beat eventually because they can't sustain it. So the reason I tell you that is that you don't win in a vacuum. You win by beating other people. So that means your ads, your funnels, how you take care of your customers or your reps, all of this plays into being able to spend more to win. Dan Kennedy has a saying. It says, "Whoever can spend the most to acquire a customer will win." This is how we've been able to do this for around 4 years in this niche alone and still survive and never turn our ads off, because we know how to take care of our customers, our reps, and we have a healthy self-liquidating offer that doesn't die because of what I just said beforehand. So this is what you're doing. All right. Now, this is how you get better and better at this. You get better and better at this by optimizing. Now, I'm not going to get into this like super, super, super deep, but here's ultimately where you're going. You need to have a strong ad and funnel whole program. You need to have a good product, self-liquidating offer product. You have to have a good team and a team experience where people actually get results. That's a baseline. But ultimately, you need to optimize your way into crushing these people, because eventually you're going to go up against better and better competition, and the better and better the competition means the more optimized they have got. So what you need to do is you need to start optimizing your ads, your funnels, your experience in your team, all these little optimizations. You need to start optimizing all these little things by 1%, 2%. Can I increase my click-through rate by a couple percentage points? Well, that's not exactly what you get it, right? Can I optimize my landing page conversion rate by a percentage point or two? What is causing people to get results on my team and not get results on my team? Well, if they don't get results, it's because of XYZ reason. Okay, let's go dial that in and make that better so that we can increase the retention up by 1% and I make some more money when someone gets in the team. Can I increase my conversion rate here? How do I do that? Can I increase this conversion right here? Wait, maybe that's email headlines, or maybe that's text message delivery instead of email, or in addition to email. One of the things that really changed everything for us, legit, was adding SMS delivery in conjunction with email. When we started asking for phone numbers, we thought it would hurt our conversions. It actually increased our conversions, believe it or not. And we get about 50% of our phone numbers that we ask for, we get them, because we make it optional. And that skyrocketed the initial conversions on the landing page plus the buying action because we had more phone numbers. So that was nuts, right? Here's what I want to bring up. So you want to optimize this, and that's how eventually you edge out your more intense competition. Now, as you are optimizing, you want to do something that's called isolation, or isolating the variables. So something that I see a lot is when people are making split tests, what they do, this is a landing page, let's just say this is an app page, and then we have, phone. What people do is they will make like 4 freaking variants, like landing page 2, they got landing page 3, they got landing page 4, they have, add, 1, add 3, I guess this would be add 2, they got add 4, then they have like 3 different phone scripts, they got phone 1, and then we got phone 2, and then this person's going way over here into Timbuktu, and here's what you've got. You've got a train wreck of a optimization system because you have no idea what's going on. I want to show you a picture really quick. This is a Petri dish. These are a bunch of little, I guess you don't think you can see my mouse, but those are a bunch of cells in the Petri dish, all right? Now, let's say I wanted to test how, and by the way, I took this analogy from Alex Becker because I really, really admired it. Let's say you wanted to test the effects that something would have on one of those cells. I think he used Tabasco sauce. I thought it was pretty funny. This you want to say, what is Tabasco sauce going to do to the result of the experiment you're doing on these cells? Well, I don't know. Let's test Tabasco sauce. But here's what happens instead. What most marketers do is they throw an entire freaking burrito inside of the Petri dish. And something changes, right? It does affect the cells, but you don't know if it's the Tabasco sauce or if it was the GMO-infested beef or the cheese or anything else, because you put a burrito in there. That's like this. That's exactly what I just drew here. This is like throwing a burrito into the Petri dish. Instead, you want to do one thing at a time. All right, so one thing at a time. Check this out. So instead of the burrito approach, you're going to do add. We got our landing page. We got our, what do we say this was? App. And this we got our phone. So if I want to test a new phone script, this is what you do. You test one variation of the phone script against the control, against the main one. One. You don't screw with anything else at that time because you don't know how it's going to affect the whole system. I'll give you an example. Somebody in our sales team wants to change a portion of our script. And they wanted to roll it out to the whole thing, to the whole our whole sales force. I said, that seems like a good change to me. It really does. But before you roll it out to, 40 people, what about you testing it just with you and record the results? We got phone script 1 and phone script 2. And then if it works, then we kill the control and we keep, this is now the new control. That isolates the potential errors. What about if I wanted to test a new ad? Let's get rid of the phone. We got phone 1. If I want to test a new ad. Now you can test lots of new ads at once, thankfully. So this is not really necessarily a great one. Let's say I want to test a new landing page. If I want to test a new landing page and split test that, I'm going to do landing page 1 and landing page 2. That's it. I'm not going to have 5,000 landing pages. I'm going to have 2. So I can isolate my variables. So rather than throwing a burrito in and trying to figure out was it the Tabasco sauce or was it the GMO meat, I can just put the Tabasco sauce in and see how that affects my overall experiment. This is how you edge people out, and this is how you optimize, by exactly doing what I've just described. If you keep on doing this and every week you throw in Tabasco sauce, you throw in the cheese, or you throw in the meat, you'll get insane results because you will continuously improve. And you get to the point where eventually you can no longer beat your control. I think if you go at one of the last videos we just made on how to get a 77% opt-in rate, I shared in that video that I haven't been able to beat that landing page the way it is right now for like a year. We've tried to beat it over and over and over again. All kinds of stuff. We literally can't beat what it's currently at right now. The last time we beat it was when we added in the phone number thing. That was the last time we beat it. Since then, couldn't beat a single thing. That's where you want to get with. If you get there with every single piece of your funnel, every piece of your process, no one can touch you because they're going to try to come against you who's hyper optimized. There's a thing in business called a moat. You probably know what's actually, that's an old term, but you hopefully know what a moat is. If you don't know what a moat is, this right here, this is a castle. This is your castle. This right here, this is water. This is where they dig a huge deep trench, and the attackers try to come in and try to kill you, but they have to cross this chasm of water. They can't get to the castle. It's called a moat. The moat in this type of business, it can be a couple different things, but primarily it's going to be in your optimizations. That's where it's going to be. Because if someone comes and tries to come in and get you, tries to overseat your throne, they gotta compete against your years of optimizing your system, your funnel. And I promise you, they're not going to win. They're not going to win unless they're way smarter, they got way better marketing than you, and they've got way deeper pockets than you. That's the only way that they can come in and unseat you. Can it happen? Sure, but it's going to be freaking hard, and most people are going to go try to find the easy money, not the really, really difficult money, and I don't blame them because that's just a smarter thing to do. So optimizing your funnel is not only good for you now, it's good for you long term because that's how you create your moat. Cool? All right. Well, if you found value in this video, can you do me a favor? Let me know that this is valuable for you. Let me know to continue to make videos like this. Obviously, it takes me time to record these, edit these, upload these, all this stuff, and I want to make sure that's actually helpful for you guys in order to keep making them. So go down below. Let me know that they were helpful in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like, and leave a like on the video as well. That'd be awesome. With that, hope you have an amazing day, and we'll talk to you soon.